Picture this. Your grandson sends you a text with a photo from his soccer game. You smile, you zoom in, and you squint. You sit on the porch to watch the sunset, and the colors that used to feel so sharp now look a little washed out. You drive to church on Sunday, same road you've driven for 20 years, but now you second-guess the street signs. Now imagine that gets worse. You can't read the menu at your favorite restaurant without asking someone else to read it for you. You can't recognize a friend's face across the room. And one day, someone you love gently suggests it's time to give up the car keys. That loss of independence is scary. And here's what most people don't know: this isn't just genetics or bad luck. It's not something that simply happens to you as you get older. In most cases, it comes down to something much simpler: what's missing from your plate. Right now, there's a pigment in your eye that protects your central vision. And as you age, that pigment starts disappearing faster than your body can replace it. The good news? You can help slow that down, starting today, with something as simple as fruit. As a medical educator with over 15 years spent treating age-related vision loss in patients just like you, I've seen this pattern again and again. So today, I'm walking you through 5 fruits that support healthy vision as you age. We'll start with the fruit that helps the least, and build up to the one that helps the most. And that number 1 fruit? It's probably not one you'd ever guess. Quick note before we start: this video is for education only. It's not a replacement for a visit to your eye doctor. Always check with them before making changes to your diet or your health routine. If you want more breakdowns like this, made just for adults who want to stay sharp, independent, and healthy in their golden years, hit subscribe. I share new videos like this every week. Now, before we get to the fruits, I want you to understand something I call the retinal fade cycle. It's the reason your vision changes as you get older, and it happens in 3 stages. First, a natural pigment in your eye, the one that protects your sharp central vision, slowly shrinks as you age. Second, everyday things like sunlight and screen light create tiny bits of damage in your eye faster than your body can repair them. Third, as we get older, many of us eat simpler meals, which means we get less of the very nutrients that protect our eyes in the first place. Keep this cycle in mind. As we go through each fruit today, you'll see exactly how it fights back against one, or more, of these 3 stages. Remember when you could sit down with a good paperback and read for hours without your eyes getting tired? No squinting, no holding the book at arm's length, no needing to stop every few pages to rest. For a lot of you watching, that feels like a different lifetime. I want you to hear this clearly: that frustration is real, and it's normal. Almost every patient I've worked with over the years describes the exact same thing. You are not imagining it, and you are not alone. But here's what I really want you to understand. This is not fixed. Your eyes are not just wearing out like an old pair of shoes you have to throw away. That protective pigment we talked about, the one fading with age, can actually rebuild itself when you give your body the right nutrients. This isn't some trendy health fad. It's backed by mainstream ophthalmology research, the same kind of science eye doctors rely on every day. So if your eyes have been tiring faster lately, stick with me. What we cover next can genuinely help. Before we get into the fruits, I want to make this as easy as possible for you. I put together a free, 1-page eye protective foods checklist. It lists every fruit we're covering today, along with simple amounts, so you don't have to remember a thing. You'll find the link right in the description below. Go ahead and grab it now, print it out if you like, and keep it on your fridge or next to your grocery list. Then follow along with me as we go through each fruit, so you can check them off as we go. Think of it as your cheat sheet for healthier eyes. No guesswork, no confusion, just a simple guide you can use starting today. Alright, let's get into it. Let's talk about the 2 nutrients doing the real work here: lutein and zeaxanthin. I like to think of them as sunglasses built right into your retina. They sit in the macula, the small part of your eye responsible for your sharp, central vision, the part you use to read faces, street signs, and text messages. Their job is simple but powerful. They filter out high-energy blue light before it can do damage, and they neutralize free radicals, those unstable molecules that break down healthy cells over time. Without enough of them, that delicate part of your eye is left exposed, almost like going outside on a bright day without any protection at all. Here's the part one really need you to hear. Your body cannot make lutein or zeaxanthin on its own. Not with age, not with exercise, not with rest. The only way to get them is through food. This is the kind of research mainstream eye doctors point to again and again. So as we go through today's list, keep these two nutrients in mind. Every fruit we talk about either delivers them directly, or helps your body use them better. Now, let's start with fruit number 5. Number 5, oranges. Most people think oranges are just for colds, something to grab when you feel a sniffle coming on. But that's only half the story. Oranges are loaded with vitamin C, and vitamin C does something specific for your eyes. It helps build collagen, the material that keeps the tiny blood vessels feeding your retina strong and flexible. Aim for 1 medium orange a day, eaten whole rather than juiced, since juicing strips away the fiber that slows sugar absorption. The common mistake here is relying only on orange juice from a carton, which often has little real vitamin C left after processing. Number 4, papaya. A lot of people skip papaya because they think it's just a tropical treat with no real nutrition. Actually, papaya delivers a solid dose of zeaxanthin along with vitamin A, which supports the surface of your eye and helps you adjust when moving from bright light to dim rooms. Half a cup a few times a week is enough. Just watch out for unripe papaya. It has far less nutritional punch than a fully ripe one. Number 3, blueberries. Here's a myth I hear constantly, that blueberries restore vision on their own. They don't, and I want to be honest with you about that. What they do is support circulation. The anthocyanins in blueberries, the pigments that give them that deep blue color, help blood flow smoothly to your retina, delivering oxygen and nutrients where they're needed most. A small handful, about a third of a cup, a few times a week is plenty. The common mistake is choosing blueberry-flavored snacks or syrups instead of the real fruit, which offer none of these benefits. Number 2, goji berries. Most people have never even tried these, and honestly, that's a shame, because gram for gram, goji berries have one of the highest concentrations of zeaxanthin of any fruit on earth. Think of them as a concentrated dose of that sunglasses nutrient we talked about earlier. A small handful, around 1 to 2 tablespoons dried, added to oatmeal or yogurt, is all you need. Don't make the mistake of eating them like candy. In large amounts they can interact with certain blood thinners, so check with your doctor first. And finally, number 1, kiwi. I know, this one surprises almost everyone. But when you compare lutein and zeaxanthin content to the number of calories, kiwi comes out on top of the list. It also brings vitamin E along for the ride, which helps protect the fatty tissue inside your eye from breaking down over time. 1 kiwi a day, skin removed, eaten on its own or sliced into breakfast, is the ideal amount. The biggest mistake people make is eating kiwi that's still hard and underripe, which is far less sweet and much harder for your body to break down. Give it a gentle squeeze. It should feel like a ripe peach before you eat it. Before we move on, let me ask you something. Have you noticed your night vision getting worse over the last few years? Maybe headlights feel brighter than they used to, or it takes longer for your eyes to adjust when you walk into a dark room. Drop a yes or no in the comments, I'd love to know. I'll tell you this much. In my practice, I hear this constantly from patients over 60. You are far from alone in this. And the good news is, what we're covering today can genuinely help with exactly that. Now I want to give you something you can actually take with you. I call it the Eye Nutrient Checkup Protocol. It's 4 simple questions to bring to your next eye doctor visit, so you walk in prepared instead of guessing. First, ask, should I get my macular pigment density tested? This gives you a real number, not just a guess. Second, am I getting enough lutein and zeaxanthin from my diet alone? Your doctor can help you figure out if the fruits we covered today are enough for your situation. Third, do any of my current medications affect how I absorb these nutrients? Some common medications can interfere, and it's worth knowing for sure. And finally, given what I eat, should I consider a supplement? This isn't something to decide on your own, It should be based on your specific diet and health history. Write these down, or better yet, screenshot this part of the video. Bring them to your next appointment. A 5-minute conversation could make a real difference for your long-term vision. Here's how to turn everything we covered into a real result. Pick 2 fruits from today's list, whichever ones sound easiest for you to eat regularly. Then commit to eating one of them every single day for the next 30 days. But before you start, I want you to answer 2 quick questions, right now, out loud or in a notebook. First, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your night vision today? Second, how often do you struggle to read small print, like on a menu or a medicine bottle? Write those answers down. Then, in 30 days, ask yourself the same 2 questions again. This isn't guesswork, it's a simple way to track real change, using your own eyes as proof. Here's the truth about vision loss. Most people wait until they get a diagnosis before they do anything about it. That's reactive care, and by then, you're often just managing damage that's already done. Proactive care means protecting your vision now, while you still have the power to make a real difference. My name is Kim, and in my 15 years of practice, I've noticed something clear. The patients who started simple changes like this in their 60s, small things like the fruits we covered today, almost always had better outcomes than those who waited until their doctor gave them bad news. You don't have to wait for that moment. You can start today. If this video helped you, hit subscribe for more videos like this. Download the free checklist in the description. And please share this with a parent, a spouse, or a friend who needs to hear it. Their vision might depend on it.